What's going on, everybody? Hold on, let me send this out here real quick. Let's get it. All right. It's an early morning. It's a little chilly in here. Got the heat on though. Mrs In10sity over there making some plant-based food.
Hi guys.
What's up? What's up? Wait till everybody get this out of here, and then we'll get started real quick today with a preview. Now we got a couple things going on. Y'all haven't seen me because I've been trying. Well, I've been involved in. If we have to live in Babylon, we have to figure out how to live in Babylon and flourish, right? And I've been researching. I've been plugged in. I manifested somebody in my life, a lot older mentor that would be able to help me out with many things as far as. Oh, what the heck? I thought I had my stuff on Do Not Disturb. But you know, I mean, I'm gonna be bringing some things to you as far as the credit program. We'll be updating that really soon. Been finding a lot of things out, a couple of tricks that I've been using that have been working, and they work very fast. Y'all haven't seen me because I just been delving into that. You know, I mean, we get into nutrition all the time. Y'all know what I do. Y'all know how to reach out. I mean, we pretty much provide things to help you guys out with nutrition stuff. But there's also another world that a lot of us don't like to attack, which make us feel uncomfortable because it's unknown, and that's the financial world and credit world, which I have been perfecting and learning and delving into just as much as I delve in nutrition. Honestly, the financial and credit world, because we don't know so much, has my spidey senses tingling, and the same way nutrition did, because it's an unknown world. It's a world where we can, be first generational wealth, prepare our kids for a will, not a bill. I don't want to be the person that, if something happens to me, have to start a GoFundMe. I want to already have the money in there. And a lot of y'all should start thinking outside of that, So if y'all want to stay tuned for that, it'll be plugged in with my guy. Hit me up and I'll put you in contact with my guy so you can, obviously it'll get on point, whatever, when it comes down to it. So you want to reach out. So if anybody wants to, have a consultation. Unfortunately, I'm no longer doing free consultations anymore. They do have a small cost because I'm trying to wean out the people who waste my time. Lately, for about 6 to 10 months, maybe longer, maybe over a year, maybe a year and a half, as a matter of fact, I've been doing free consultations. And my time is very valuable, and I need people to respect that. And people really, I've been ignoring it, but people really lately, in the past 3 to 4 months, have just been scheduling consultations, not meeting the consultation, asking me questions that they could easily just type a question in. It's really like Lil, I'm only going to do them for the serious people. And I know before I said I wasn't going to do them, but this is the only way I can literally, get the people who really want help and the people who really just are wasting my time. You know what I'm saying? Because people really, really, really hate to read. And they won't read things that's right in front of their face, and it really irks me. Yeah, that's what it is. So anybody who wants to reach out to me, just go right to the website, intensityfitnessunited.com, and go ahead and make sure you, schedule a consult if you want a consult. All right. So yeah, there you go. Okay, so law of attraction, part 3. Is it part 4 or part 3? I think it's part 3, right?
Yes.
Part 3. I'm going to, as I use law of attraction, teaching this based off of what I did step by step, I'm going to give the examples that I use that helped me out the best. I literally just followed what I was told with a combination of different people. So at the time, I was working at Walmart, and I was just binge listening to everybody I could that taught the law of attraction. I was binge audible reading books. I was binge listening to people. I mean, I was binge, and I was just doing everything they told me to do. And this one is a big part of why I manifested many things into my life to get what I wanted, to help who I wanted to help, and to be self-fulfilled. Because people, will normally go into manifestation for the money. But manifestation teaches you this. It's not about the money. It's about the happiness that money brings. Because if you could burn up the money and they said money has no value, now what do you want? That's normally the answer of what you really want. If you want to travel the world, well, you need money to do that. But I'm sure if you didn't need money to do that, you would still travel the world. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's focused on that money. I'm focused on the feeling that it brings. So this next lesson It's about the power of these words that you must say to yourself every single day, morning and night, so you can be able to rapid action, speed up your manifestation and your attraction of whatever you have to you when it comes down to it. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. So we're probably going to be doing that probably tonight or tomorrow. I'll be doing that. I'll keep you posted, but I want y'all to stay tuned for that. Lately. Also, I'm loving the reviews that are coming into the website for all of the great products. If anybody has any questions about anything, you can email and they will forward the emails to me, and I will literally be able to answer a question if it's not really long and in depth. All right, I'm really on this side building something, not just for my family, for yours as well, because we like to give out information that will help you and your family. And this next stage of this year coming is going to be a lot of information that I'm going to give you, that I'm going to be putting in programs that you will be able to acquire financial wealth, financial freedom, and understanding the tricks they play on you, to keep you in debt, to keep you locked down. Because when people always ask me, in my family, are the boys going to college? My mindset is, hell no, you're not going to college, because you wouldn't need college if the career was right in front of you already before college. So my job is to get my boys ready, financially ready, credit ready for their career. There are ways you can start building your kids' credit now, in these things, and this is what I'm learning. Do you have a will? I mean, all these things, that I've been focusing on. That's why y'all haven't seen me, because I've been developing the next stage of my evolution of my teaching. We know about nutrition, but if you are a healthy broke person, that ain't gonna make much sense, is it? You're gonna die healthy, and your kids are gonna still be broke. I mean, I think health is in this state and what we're living in is also have a lot to do with our finances and we put into our children. And I can understand why people aren't putting these things into their children, because they don't have the knowledge themselves. Because if I have the knowledge, I'm putting it to my kids, but only if I go acquire the knowledge. But you have to think outside of yourself. A lot of people don't say it, but you really don't think outside yourself. Otherwise, if you did think outside yourself, you would prepare these things, such as a will, such as insurance policies, such as just the obviously economic understanding of what you need to be doing in your household, because economics come from the Greek word econos. Was it economos or something like that? And that means money manager. So what the society uses economics for, that word is not really the true meaning of it. Economic basically is money manager. And are you the family manager? Are you the manager of your household? So this next year I'm going to be talking a large part about your economy inside your household, how you can rise with that, while I'm learning myself how to rise from that. Because a lot of people really don't know. Even if you have a 9-to-5 job or whatever you can, whatever kind of money you have or don't have, you can literally learn how to get more. And I'm going to be teaching all this stuff to you, just like I helped you with your health. Just like I helped you with putting the right things into your body, I'm going to be helping you with putting the right things into your mind, and I'm sure the right things into your checking account, or your savings account, or your insurance bank account. You know what I mean? But when it comes down to it, you're going to be seeing me travel a lot, and you'll be wondering, like, he's traveling, but a lot of times I'm doing this at a very discounted rate when I travel. And I'm going to be traveling a lot. I know a lot of y'all want to travel. A lot of y'all want to explore this world. I know you don't just want to live in the USA and let people around you just put fear into your heart talking about traveling is dangerous. Shit, it's dangerous in my own country. So I'm going to go ahead and travel everywhere else and take my chances and do my research, but take my chances. These things. And I see the state of our children, and a large part of our children have to do with their parents when it comes down to it. And when you are doing law of attraction stuff, you are going to be evolving on a daily basis. You're not going to be not a yearly basis. I mean a daily basis. Like every day you're going to be learning something new. And with the law of attraction in the beginning, that is how I learned something new and I was able to evolve so fast. From the point one of starting the law of attraction in September 2016 to point two for starting to acquire the people and the finances that I needed to get out of my situation and quit my job, it literally took me only 5 months. September, I lost my business in September 2016. All right, I lost it. I just couldn't sustain it no more. I had to stop. I had to get a job. So I got the job at Walmart September 6, 2016. I was in Walmart for 2.5 months, went to Amazon, and I was in Amazon for about 2 months, and I quit. So probably about 5 months, because I quit at the beginning of March 2017. I just knew it. I was like, nah, this is it. Let's go all the way in. And I quit. And I never looked back ever since. So if y'all want to be able to manifest something in your life, say you don't like your job, say you want to quit, say there's something that you want to do, my first advice to you is to figure out what you like to do and to figure out how to monetize it. Figure out how to invest in yourself. Because if you are broke, your mind is never broke. At the end of the day, your mind is a never-ending bank that you got to make deposits into at all times. Now, we'll talk about what you withdraw later, what you withdraw to the world. But your bank is your mind, and whatever you deposit into it is going to make a difference on how much knowledge you have, which is true wealth. So at the end of the day, when you have it as much knowledge as you need to, you're going to start to freaking deposit that to the world. Withdraw that to the world. You know what I'm saying? So the books, the Audible books, the techniques, my videos, other people's videos, is how you're going to start to deposit all that information inside your mind. Now start to think about what you want to do in your life. If you have something that you have doubt in, don't write it down on that list I told you about. It has to be between, 8 and 10 or 7 to 10 of certainly that's going to happen. Write it down on your list. Get yourself a little book. These things you must do. And we're going to get into a lot of these methods in this next video. And I know for a fact that if you do these, they'll work for you. Facts. It'll work for you. Now, the time is different for everybody because everybody has different purpose and different goal in life. You know, the time that takes somebody to make a basketball team, compared to the time it takes somebody to be a CEO or different times. So whatever you have in your mind is already yours. It's only a matter of time for you to take that action and for you to see it at the end of the day. So y'all haven't seen me lately because I've been just evolving and just delving into many things that will help my business, help my family, but also help those people around me that hear me on YouTube, because unless I'm impacting somebody else's life, then I'm just being selfish. And I always thought that anyway, but then when I heard people say it, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. That's why I felt selfish, because I need to impact somebody's life. And I always wanted to impact more lives than I was impacting. As I was training people, and I was only training 15, 20 people at a time, I always knew, I was like, yo, I don't, this is for the birds, 20 people at a time. Only 20? I needed to do 20,000, 20 million, And then when I made the decision up, things started happening in my life where it put me on a path to be able to understand myself. First thing, be by myself, because a lot of y'all have never been by yourselves as far as isolation, so it put me on a path where at the time I didn't see nothing good coming out of it because I didn't understand. But when I understood that when you start to make these decisions, these things are going to happen in your life that appear to be bad but are really good. And everything that happened at that time I thought was bad, but that was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. You know what I mean? So I thought people were doing me dirty, but they were actually doing me a service. I thought that I was losing money and being broke. It was the greatest experience in my life because I had to feel how it feels to have zero money, feel how it feels to be able to have to struggle and learn intermittent fasting because I could only afford to eat once a day and feed my kids at the same time. I had to feel all that so I had to hate it enough to get myself out the hole. Sometimes a lot of y'all do not hate your situation enough, so you don't even want to get out your hole. You're too goddamn comfortable. And because you're too comfortable, you will literally stay right where you're at because you're complacent. Yeah, it's bad, but it ain't the worst. You're too comfortable. And as long as you're too comfortable, you don't have the literal you're not desperate enough to be able to get out of your hole. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you. You know what I mean? I'm telling you. So when it comes down to it, you got to be able to understand where you're at, understand where you're going, and go do it. And I have made a post today about impacting lives. At the end of the day, life is about impacting lives. And don't focus on the amount of lives you impact or inspire. I see all the people that were around me. I see the ones who watch me, and I see what they were doing before me. I see what they're doing after being encountered with me, and I know for a fact that I inspire people. But I don't be looking for like coach, you inspire me. Like I'm not looking for that. I know it. I smile and I keep it moving. And I keep on inspiring. If you're looking for somebody to give you credit for inspiring them, then you're not doing it for the right reasons. You're getting caught up in your ego. And sometimes in the beginning, I did caught up in my ego in the beginning, but that's a part you must overcome. Your ego is probably like one of the biggest enslavers because you're looking for gratification from people because you want them to literally, say, oh, you're doing good. Like, who cares? Like, as long as you and your family, like real rap, the only confirmation I need is from my family. And basically, the best confirmation is not to say, we appreciate you. It's to show me you appreciate me by the things that I'm teaching you to do. That's how I want my confirmation. That helps my ego. You feel me? Because everybody got an ego. I don't care what you say. Everybody got a damn ego. But you got to be able to mute that ego from time to time because that ego can get you in trouble. You know what I mean? You can feel too cocky with that damn ego. So just tone that down. Be confident, but don't be changing that into cocky because that ego need to be right here, and cocky is all the way up here. You stay confident. You stay humble with that. You understand? So, when it comes down to it, make sure everything is copacetic with your family. Make sure your finances is good. Don't be one of the ones that, only think about yourself. Well, I got life insurance. I ain't getting life insurance because I ain't getting paid from it. That is so fucking that was so selfish. Don't be selfish. Take care of your family, You brought them here. Your job is to take care of them. The thing is with other families is they start off with financial wealth. They start off with financial wealth from life insurance, inheritances, trust, just all kinds of stuff, insurance, bank policies, all that stuff, and we don't do that. So when somebody die in our families, we gotta start a GoFundMe or ask people for money. You don't want to be like that, and I know a lot of us don't want to think about death or what could happen after we die, but I think you ought to, because when it happens, your family's going to be SOL, which means shit out of luck when you die because you were a selfish bastard at the end of the day. And yes, you are a selfish bastard if you're not paying some kind of life insurance for your family. I'm calling you a bastard. I am. So at the end of the day, hold on, somebody calling me again. My bad. Good. Make sure your health is on point. And normally, your health and growth normally correlate because the brain is the first stomach. The first stomach is the brain, and it goes conduit to the mind. And if you're not feeding your body, I can understand how you don't think about bigger things because your food that you're obviously putting into your body is making your brain vibrate at a lower frequency. And because you're vibrating at such a low frequency, you are not thinking about the future. You're not thinking about opening things up. You're not thinking about setting your children up. You're not thinking about learning anything because you're a damn zombie, and that's where they want you to be. So as long as you're a zombie, you can complain about Babylon all you want. But if you ain't making no changes within your own life, you can complain to somebody else at the end of the day. Probably somebody else is probably complaining because those complainers normally complain about Babylon. They all huddle in the same groups, and all of them ain't doing nothing. They complain about this, and that, but none of them are doing a damn thing. I see it all the time. And keep me away from them people because all you're doing is running your mouth. Meanwhile, I'm over here being proactive and making sure my stuff is together. And yes, our parents can teach us many things. That is a fact. But don't let us be the next parents that don't teach our kids something. We got to stop it right here. We understand where we come from, but we understand where we're at. We understand how to change it, and we understand where we're going. And we literally make a life designed by us, not designed by those predecessors who failed or didn't know this, or this economic system that we think is crashing and falling or whatever. Listen, at the end of the day, you must understand that you live here, you got to make the best out of it at the end of the day. If you're not going to lead this country, make the best out of it. And even if you lead a country, you still got to make sure you're good. So as long as you're living on planet Earth, you have to literally live by the money system at the end of the day. I don't care where you are, you're going to have to, listen, unless you're completely off grid, then you're living by some kind of money. And as long as you're living in it saying, well, I'm a spiritual person, listen, you can be a spiritual conscious person, but be conscious enough to understand that you have to educate your mind to be able to survive in this world properly. So don't be so conscious that you're sitting here eating plants and everything and you're not monitoring, you're not preparing for the future. Be conscious enough to educate your mind to play the game that they play against you, against them. Because there is ways you can play this game against them if you are stop being so know-it-all and so conscious. And at the beginning, I was Mr. Know-it-all, Mr. Conscious. I had to shut that shit down and make sure, listen, I don't know everything. I know I gotta live by the finances. I know money isn't real. I know all these things, but they think it's real. And my kids are fed by false, fake money that gets real food. So in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and go handle that and become the best version of myself when it comes to that area and take care of my family for the long run. And make sure we have a life where we can travel this beautiful world. Make sure they have a life they can leave high school and start the career right away. Make sure all these things. So at the end of the day, tune in. I'm probably going to put out a notification on YouTube and let you guys know when I'm going live. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. We'll see. But it's between 1 or 2 days. I haven't made my decision yet, but I wanted to rap to y'all real quickly, real briefly. I hope y'all learned something today. Besides that, this is Coach Reg. I love y'all. I'll see y'all soon. I'm out. Peace.